Hey guys, welcome to VintageGenetics, where it's all about bringing back the classic physiques, getting the golden era to this era. So today is a slightly different workout. I wanted to focus more on filling out the chest. A lot of people have requested this. So we're going to focus on upper chest mostly today with some alternative exercises. So combining some old school ones with some alternative exercises. Always good to switch it up every now and then. So we're starting off with the incline bench press, and as you can see from this perspective, I wanted to show that I let the bar go down as high on my chest as I can to really target those upper pecs and really get a good stretch. So the bar should go right under the chin, and also keep your grip fairly wide. I have my index finger on the outer markers on the bar if your bar has one. So this is how Arnold used to do it, and for me it also works really well. I mean, just look at his chest. It has to at least do something good. And I also ramped up the volume on my workouts a bit because I'm getting closer to the contest. I try to get more work in, so yeah, I know volume works for me personally, but you can definitely look at the basics here and try it out for sure. And the second exercise is basically an exaggeration of the previous one, and I've shown this one a couple of times before, but it's basically an incline military press. And I prefer the Smith machine because it helps you focus purely on the stretch of your chest. And again, let the bar go down all the way to your upper chest and right under your chin, and I assure you, you will feel a stretch unlike any other exercise, so I really recommend trying this one. So next up, again, a basic old school exercise, yet I usually do this one completely flat, and this time on a very slight incline. It does make a difference in how it feels, but what I am watching for is that I'm not letting my elbows flare out, because on this one it's really easy to hit mostly the front delts rather than the chest, and most important here again is the stretch. So go back down again when you feel the tension decrease on your chest, so you don't have to contract it all the way on top. And you should use a moderate weight here, not too light, because then the stretch won't be optimal, but also not too heavy, because then your form will suffer. You basically want to keep your arms bent slightly without having to use a pressing movement to get the weight up from the bottom. That's what most people do when they go too heavy. But all that does is simply involve the triceps, and we want to isolate the chest here. And next up, now that we stretched out the chest and opened it up, it's time to fill it up with blood and get an insane pump. And I like doing this on any chest press, and I like this one in particular because of the squeeze I can get on it. The squeeze obviously is very important if you want a good pump, and it helps etch in those details that you see in a complete chest. So some exercises rely more on the stretch than the contraction, but it's almost never vice versa. So also in this exercise you should keep in mind to stretch all the way down and then contract as hard as you can. And as Arnold used to say, the deeper the stretch, the better the contraction. A full range of motion will ensure the involvement of all those muscle fibers that you want to let grow. And here you see an exercise that I'm pretty sure is unfamiliar to most people. It is a sideways chest press, and the contraction on this one is insane. And I make sure to sit pretty low, so I target the upper portion of my chest more. And when you do this exercise, you can feel with your hand whether your upper chest is contracting properly. And this exercise is also beneficial to people who find it difficult to flex their pectoral muscles on their own. And here you individually flex them automatically when performing the exercise, which should help you create that important mind-muscle connection. Now that we have a great pump and hit mostly the upper chest, it's time for a classic exercise targeting the lower chest, which is the Bodyweight Dips. And since we've already done quite some exercises, you don't need to add weight to your own body weight, and if you have to, you didn't really involve that chest enough in the previous exercises. So just do 3 sets pretty quickly after one another and go until you almost reach failure. And the last set, so the 3rd set, will probably be difficult to hit even 10 reps, but then you know you've done something right, because then the chest is exhausted, and that's a good thing. And of course, we just cannot forget about the dumbbell pullover. Now, I understand that this is a lot of volume for most people, but as I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm getting closer to my contest, and to me personally, doing more work in the gym is the best way to burn calories. So I add an exercise and a few sets here and there, so to keep my metabolism going. And I like to keep my calories pretty high, and I'd rather do more work than cut down in calories. And I'll do a video on this next week, along with more supplement and nutrition videos. So next week will be mostly about food. People have been asking for it, so that might be something to look out for. And as I always do during my chest workouts, I hit some side laterals on the machine this time. And I usually don't do separate shoulder workouts. I get enough front delts from all the chest presses, so I just add in some side delt work during chest and some rear delt work during back, and that is plenty enough for me. But I'll of course keep posting shoulder workouts too, because a lot of people do benefit a lot from a separate shoulder day. Recently I've been adding in wide grip upright rows as well, and these also target the side delts absolutely well, but make sure your grip is a little wider than shoulder width, so that you don't just hit your front delts and your traps. You want to hit those side delts, and you should go as high as when your hand is at shoulder level, so you don't shrug the weight up any further. Now it's time for the triceps, and I like to start off with a basic exercise, usually such as the French press. But as you can see, you move the bar behind your head and push it backwards and upwards at the same time, and keep your elbows together as much as you can, and make sure you feel that stretch at the bottom. And I prefer this over the skull crushers, because with this one you get a much deeper stretch in those triceps. But on occasion I do skull crushers just to hit my triceps from a different angle. Now my brother is doing some close grip presses here, and you can actually combine the French press with the close grip press in a superset. So you first hit 10 of the French press and then straight to 10 reps of the close grip press. And this is what Ronnie Coleman used to do, and we all know how big his triceps were. And we're moving on to the rope pushdown. And as I said in other videos, I like to pretty much include this whenever I hit triceps, because it does hit the small head, aka the outer head of the triceps, really well, and this gives your arm thickness from the front and creates that 3D effect in your triceps. And important here is that you go all the way down. Make sure you're able to contract your tricep fully. So don't use a heavy weight, just use a light weight. Control the movement upwards and push it downwards until you squeeze it all the way. The last exercise, and believe it or not, we finish this workout under 90 minutes. You just gotta push yourself. And now this exercise is my favorite to finish off my triceps with. It's a unique feeling that you get, and you really can go to failure on this one and feel that burn. And that's the video for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching again. I see the number of subscribers rising, which pleases me a lot, guys. Motivates me to do more videos and shows that there is a lot of interest in the bodybuilding world for golden era. And together we can be successful in bringing it back, and I personally will do my best to accomplish this. A lot more videos coming, especially about nutrition next week, and I hope you enjoyed, and remember to stay golden.